I'm Cindy Ward. I've lived in the Schneider Creek neighborhood of downtown Kitchener. I'm going to say close to 20 years, but we did buy our house 12 years ago. The Schneider Creek neighborhood is a really unique area of downtown Kitchener. It's like we're this little pocket of 5, 6 streets. And at one point there were throughways maybe 40 years ago. But with the Iron Horse Trail and Mike Wagner Green along the Mill Street side, we've become a little dead-end neighborhood. A lot of the homes were built turn of the century, so it grew in stages. It also has some industrial areas. So I think Silverwood's Dairy was one of them, and Bonnie Togg's, and there's a whole section of industry along Whitney Place, which is now some art studios. So it's become a really unique neighborhood with young and old mixed together, good neighbors, great neighborly communication and friendliness, and we almost have no traffic. We've played soccer on the street for hours without seeing a car, and my cats will lay right in the middle of the road to sunbathe. I really do like that sort of privacy. It's like we have a little oasis in the middle of a city. 2020 was our 6th year. It first started when Cameron Dearlove lived in our neighborhood. But he started it and he modeled it a little bit after the Honer Ave porch party. And so the first year I was basically his assistant, and then starting in year 2 I've been running it. It's been a great experience. Each year has been successful in its own unique ways. We learn every year, and we just know that the musicians just love coming back. COVID certainly presented some challenges for sure. We found a certain pocket between wave 1 and now the beginnings of wave 2 where being outdoors and keeping distanced was fine and more acceptable. Now the 3rd week of July in the past has always presented us with, the potential for heat waves and or rain. But the 2020 year evolved very differently. As the summer wore on and stage 3 began some reopenings in Ontario and people were getting out and patios were open and indoor dining was starting again, I was talking to our rep at the Mill Courtland Community Centre for the City of Kitchener and explaining what we hoped to do for this year's event, which was open up the entire neighborhood, garage sales, art sales, and really spread the music out around the entire neighborhood to give people that distance that they need. I tried to get around to every porch I could through the day. Schneider House, because they were our headliner porch this year. We had some stellar musicians play Schneider House, and when they first set up on that stage, Brian and Wendy Wright from the Right Stripes, and they started playing, and I could not believe the people in the street just stopping. And then they were wandering into the Schneider House Green. I love the people that are drawn to our neighborhood. I know everybody in my neighborhood, just about. There's waving and talking and what's going on. And we've had neighborhood barbecues before. And I just love that. And I just love that my neighbor behind me and we don't have a fence. It feels like I've got the best of all worlds.